on it.
I love it.
Give it a second when people pop up. We just went live. Give us some time, Jay, for some people to pop on.
All right.
Yeah, we got people rolling in. Excellent. Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to get started as people come rolling in. We should have a nice little crew coming in. Hey, it's Shaggy with Shaggy's Consulting and Training, and I got my main man, Jay, with the Patriot group on here. And there he is. Say hi, Jay.
Hey, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yep.
Giovanni
just hopped in. We got people. It's snowing. We're going with snow because it's that kind of year. It's like being by the, like Jay said, it's like sitting next to that fireplace talking about important stuff, right, Jay, that people need to worry about, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna let Jay. I'm gonna interview Jay. Well, Jay's got some. Besides it's tax season, right? And
right.
Corps and LLCs are always a big factor. But what we've been running into more and more lately, Jay, is all these people jumping into the business, right? These trucking companies coming in, and it's credit, right? Credit's what we want to talk about, the new credit program.
Yes.
And so we're going to come on live and just do some questions. You guys can ask questions in the chat. But Jay wants to explain what they're doing, and what kind of firm there are, some experience, and let you guys know about our credit program and that they're launching now for you guys to buy equipment and to help with buying equipment, establishing credit. And there's a lot more to it than what people think, and a lot of people are just throwing out there. And they've been around a long time, and then they got some tax things coming up too. So I'm going to hush and let Jay do some talking, and then I'll ask some questions while we go. You guys ask questions too, and let him explain what they do and where they're located and who they are. And Jay, you've been doing this crap since your Calm Down and Fuel Card days, right?
Yeah, really. Yeah. So I started in Nashville, Tennessee. And I didn't know Frank. I think he was a couple of years younger than me. So, but
He'll
anyway,
never tell you that, though.
He'll never tell you that. But I was there. I was there in Nashville at Calm Data on Crestmore Road. We had Mr. Harder Sr. was the founder of Calm Data and the CEO, and I was there. Eventually, it went on the stock exchange in New York, and it was just for a young guy. It was a very unique experience. I learned about trucking there. I was actually a student at MTSU, which is down the road in.
You play basketball, right?
Yeah, I played basketball, and it was a school down there down the road in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I think there's a Murfreesboro, North Carolina. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and that's where I actually lived and made it into, Calm Data for the drive there on Crestmore, right off of Hillsboro. I'm sure Frank knows where that is. And now I think they moved out to Brentwood, so they have a big operation out in Brentwood. But I was there, they were maybe 10 years old by the time I was there, 10 or 15 years old. They're really old now. They've been around quite a while. So anyway, that's where I got.
We got questions coming in already for you.
One question already. Okay. What do you guys think of the company? No, Credit Suite is the company that we're working with. We just put a lot of stuff up on online. We had press releases. We're actually working with them. That's the stuff I have posted on Shaggy's website. We beta tested it last year. Hey, Darlene, how you doing? We beta tested it last year. It came out pretty good. We ran with it with about a dozen truck drivers. Everybody was extremely happy with it. There was nobody that left the program without $50K. And basically, we got into that because we're a full-service CPA firm. And a lot of times at the end of tax season, people will say, well, listen, I'm doing good. My taxes are done. You know, you guys are doing QuickBooks for us, but I'm going to need some cash to expand my business or buy another piece of equipment, or Frank's got a truck for sale. I just can't put my hands on.
But that's like every question, every person out there, just about 75% of authorities is credit, building credit, establishing credit. How do we put equipment in credit and everything to build it, right?
Right. So what we did, we're promoting this, and the idea is to build credit with your EIN number without your Social Security number. Now, if you came into the program and you say, yeah, my Social Security number is great, but I also want to build my EIN, we might also say, okay, if your Social Security number is great, would you be interested in looking what your Social Security number can do? It's not like we won't mention it, but let's just say, for example, your personal credit on your Social Security. Let's say that's in the garbage. It's a train wreck. It's a 350 or something like that. There's no way you're going to get a pizza on your Social Security number. So the other, what unless you have a rich uncle or something like that, what other options do you have? And the options are legitimately building your credit with your EIN number, and this goes to Giovanni's question. Is it legitimate? So we beta tested this. Everybody was happy with it. We worked with about a dozen truck drivers before we did the press release and everything. That took about 5 or 6 months actually to work with everybody. So what it is, it's like building a muscle. When you come into the program, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to hold your hand through it. And this is, a lot of this information is available. It's out there, but people rarely follow through on it because you have to be steady and you have to continue and finish the program. So a lot of free information that's out there on YouTube and things like that, you go through and get started with 1 or 2 or 3 trade lines, and then you don't do anything else. And that's why banks are not going to listen to you. But we actually act as a master class where we hold your hand through it. We're on the telephone with you. If you need help applying for the first few creditors, because we're going to tell you, which we're going to say, go to this website, start to put your information in there. Do not use your social security number. Just use your EIN. We're going to stay on the phone with you. If we have to be on the phone with a client for 4 hours a day, we're going to do it. That's why we're 5-star rated on Trustpilot. And people were very happy with that level of support.
I had a question. Do you teach a lot of people? Because I see a lot of people not understanding about building credit too, not just with those places you talked about. What about flipping equipment back into your business, making payments off of that and all that stuff, and showing those transactions too? Is that very important in building credit?
Very, very important to build credit and just make it possible.
So many people that we talk to don't even have a clue to that. Like, they're so lost, right? And they're making payments the wrong way, not shifting it around in their business, right? And they could be writing that stuff off, plus building credit too, right?
You put it in the business end with the EIN, then you're building credit. So we're holding your hand right through the entire process. You get the trade lines in the beginning of the trade line. Basically, that's the only what a trade line means is that you're going to most likely pay it in 30 days. So you go to Uline. Everybody knows who they are. Uline and Granger and Staples and things like that. You do an application. We'll do the application with you right on the phone. Use your EIN number, and you're going to get a trade line. The trade line is going to say you bought the paper from Staples and ink cartridges and something else. You spent $85. It has to be paid in a net 30 days. It has to.
You see the question we had?
Giovanni?
Yep.
He's talking about personal credit score, which is a little different animal than what we're talking about right now. They didn't stress, but what about building? Yeah, I don't know about 100 to 200 points. We do have a personal credit area that we work with, but 100 to 200 points in 30 days, that sounds pretty good. I would not tell somebody that, you would do 100 to 200 points. Could you get 30 to 60 points? I would take it like that, that you could raise it 30 to 60, so. And we want people to have realistic expectations. So if they sign up for the business credit EIN, they're not going to get $50,000 at the end of 30 days. Okay,
Right.
You have to walk through this. But listen, it's January now. June's coming. Are you going to have a trucking company in June or not? I mean, are you going to need cash? Probably you are. So wouldn't it be nice to build something and then be offered several cash products at that time?
Well, it's just like with me talking to Harbor yesterday. A lot of these guys get to where they make it to 1, 2, 3 trucks, right? They still haven't worked on their credit. They slid right by. Their taxes are still crazy because they're just rolling money and they're not keeping up with the business. And when you get to the part where you're to the next level and you have 5 trucks, like Kyle Myers, for example, he's 7 trucks. We were talking about working capital. And if you don't have your receivables in line, showing $50,000 to $70,000 in profit coming through, you don't show all these credit things going that you're talking about, you're not going to be able to grow your working capital to be able to move your company forward either, are you?
Yeah, that's Kyle. Yeah, we spoke to Kyle yesterday. That's true, but some of these guys won't have $70,000 in AR, accounts receivable, every month.
Right, so but I'm talking about the different levels. So you have to have that start. Look at him. If he would already been started this process before now, right? By the time he gets to that section, it would be a whole different story, wouldn't it?
It would be game over. He's really going to the next level.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have anything, you just have your EIN number. We show you where to start. You get started with those. That'll take about 60 to 90 days, and you get a few of those, and they'll start to report. So what's happening is your Dmv number, and if you come into our program, we help you get the Dmv number. It's free. You can call Dmv and get it, but they're also going to try to sell you other things that are not necessary. You don't need that. Okay. If you come into our program, we're going to walk you through the Dmv and only get whatever the bare bones what's necessary.
Isaiah wants to know what kind of documents are needed to start in a program like this. What's some of the procedures that you need?
You don't really need any documents. You would start with your EIN, and then we're going to make sure your business phone number is lined up. We're going to give you a free 411 account, so it's lined up, because at the end of the program, when you approach that 6-month period, and banks and Wells Fargo and Citibank and Chase and TD Bank, now they're starting to know you're a player on the block, because they've watched your DMV number go from 50 to 85. Now they're saying, do you need any money? Here's an offer. It's just like if you fixed your credit or your personal credit, or you went through a bankruptcy, you're going to get inundated with credit offers. Credit One's going to get a hold of you, and you're going to get all these credit card offers. It's the same thing with the business credit. They're going to open up, so you're going to have $50,000, $60,000 worth of credit available to you. And we had a number of drivers who reached over $200K in business credit. It took about 6 months, so it's not an overnight thing. It's something you have to work on. It's like It's like going to the gym and you're exercising, and you're building that. But like I said, coming to summertime, people are going to be buying new equipment and needing cash, or an owner operator. He's going to be in, Montana somewhere. His rig's going to break down. He's going to have to put his hands on $8,000.
I've had 5 calls in the last couple of days of people where their warranties just ran out, and they never thought about it. Next thing you know, they need that credit, that business credit, or that credit to be able to cover that $7,000. You don't think about this shit in business until after it's too late. Devani's got another question.
Yeah. So that's the. You're going to need it at some point, or it's going to stop you in your tracks. So, I mean, not everybody. Some people just come to the game. They're on the varsity team and they already brought cash with them. For those of us who did not, there's other ways you got to get to secure it. Remember, Elon Musk started with no credit. So
isn't that crazy story too? Actually,
yeah.
How many months must you build your business credit with your Dmv number before you purchase a vehicle in your business name without being a grantor? Very great question.
Yep. Yeah. So we're finding the sweet spot on this is about 6 months. So we're starting if you need credit. If you need credit. So I mean, if you purchase the vehicle with cash, I mean that's a different story. But we're starting with the trade lines. After the 90 days of trade lines, we do the revolving credit. After we walk you through there, hey, Laurent, nice to see you. Yeah, we spoke yesterday. Yeah, nice to see him. So, after the 90 days of the revolving credit, it's like the golden key. It's opening up the banks. You'll start to see these come in, and then you're basically good. Our coaching program lasts a year, so you're good for a year. So you know the game. You've already played varsity ball at that point. You're getting time in the game. You're off the bench and all that stuff. You're not on the JV because these banks are going to offer you good credit, and it's really life changing in a lot of ways. So besides it being tax season, and we're gathering a lot of information for a lot of drivers and owner operators and companies' taxes. We're getting a lot of questions, a lot of people very interested in the.
It's been explosive, man. We've had so many people out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Moran, what about building credit to finance the trucking business? Yeah, that's a little bit what we were just touching on, building the credit with your EIN number without your social security number. If your social security number is in the trash can, that's okay. If you still come to us and you participate in the program, we're going to walk you through the steps and hold your hand from the beginning. And the other thing, Isaiah, is what documents need to apply. I think one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to take you right to DMV and get the number. And if you already have a number, we're going to exploit that. We're going to make it bigger. We're going to give you some things that you're not using with that to help that be more visible. So everybody knows about 411, so we get you the account with 411.com, because that's what they look at. They want to make sure your address and you have a business address and your phone number is actually listed somewhere as the business phone number. And we're going to show you the ways to do that, because when it comes time for the rubber to hit the road, you want to make sure your ducks are lined up here.
Oh yeah, YouTube coming in. Excellent. Welcome, YouTube. We're on YouTube too. I forgot to tell you.
Hey, welcome, YouTube. Thanks for being here.
So, what's some of the responses that you're seeing off the first so many clients you had? What are they being able to do once they get this set up? Because I know you guys tried this out for a long time. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. We beta tested it with about 12 drivers in the trucking industry. There was nobody. There was two people that didn't really complete it. They said they would complete it, but they, after a couple of months, they stepped out. And it does take some dedication. It takes your willingness to say, let me jump on here. Let me get another one. Let me get another application done today. Let me get the application to Uline, or let me get it to 76 Truck Stop, or And for those who might not, you can't do it alone. You just connect with us, and we're going to walk you on the phone right through the application process. We won't get off the phone until you press go until you're
What
done.
kind of credit scores? So did all these guys start out with their EINs that you're working with? What kind of personal credit scores did they have?
So, some did have credit. Probably half the people had banged up credit, like train wreck type credit. And for somebody like that, somebody who has a train wreck credit, to get into the program and then 6 months later to be able to secure $50,000 in cash, that's a big deal. That is a big deal. So
he says Moran says a little off topic. Can one make money off of residuals before starting a trucking company or brokerage as a means of finance a trucking? Well, yeah, residuals, right? Referrals for any business is worth money. Networking with companies, right, Jay? Residuals is huge. How long has that been around?
Yeah, residuals is yeah, of course. I mean, the world wouldn't, go around without residual income. So
yeah, referrals is the way of the world. You either have to have a salesperson or referrals to get clients, or you pay for marketing, right, Jay?
Exactly.
Right.
Here's another question, Giovanni. Can you apply for the Dmv number with just your EIN without being incorporated? That's not such a great idea. What we preach here, what Shaggy preaches, you never really want to run with just your EIN number. You want to have at least the LLC. We preach getting a Subchapter S Corporation. We do those every day. The reason why, Giovanni, is if you're just out there with your EIN number, it's almost like driving without insurance. If something were to happen, God forbid, somebody gets an accident or stubs their toe on a job that's connected to you in any way, let alone driving down the road and something happens, I mean, the fingers are going to point back to you. And if you have anything in your name more than like chicken soup, they're going to come after it. So to apply or to do any kind of business or application with an EIN number without being incorporated, that's the key word that you have in that question, without being incorporated. That is just not a good idea. I think you can apply for a Dmv number with just an EIN, but they're gonna check the state filings and things like that. They're gonna check addresses, and if you're just trying to do this like at home or something like that, you have to get the address set up. Like Shaggy has a separate address. His address is not his home. You don't have to have what Shaggy has. You can go to like a mailbox company, Anytime Mailbox, and they'll get you an address in Dallas or wherever you want to have it, and that's one of the things to help build your credibility, where the banks will actually look at that. So
that's crazy important stuff, man. And a lot of people don't have it. You see it all the time. I do equipment financing, and I see these people running through here. So a time frame, somebody with bad personal credit using the EIN can actually work really hard and have it changed around in 6 months?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody is starting and they have like zero or not anything in their EIN, it takes about 6 months. But for somebody jumping in thinking we can do it in 2 months, that's not going to happen. It's going to take about 6 months, because the first couple of months, 2 or 3, we're doing trade lines. The next 2 or 3, we're doing revolving credit. And at that point, once we get you to the point where you have several accounts going at the same time, that is like the key that opens this up. There's really a magic number with all this. And YouTube is full of videos that tell you how to get a trade line. The problem is most people will go in there and just get like 3, and then they'll get tired out. In 3 months, they see that nothing is really happening, so they can get like some copy paper or a coffee from Wawa or something like that, and they don't see the vision. And the vision is to keep going. Kind of like in this business, how Shaggy preaches. You have to make relationships. You have to keep going, and don't stop making relationships. Keep doing it. Well, it's the same thing with building your muscle with your EIN number if you're trying to get credit. So,
Giovanni has another question.
Yeah, if you incorporate within 60 days, should I apply for the EIN or wait? Yeah, I mean, yeah, Giovanni, yeah, we do a lot, the incorporation, what you should do is you should file the corporation, and then when the name is approved through the state, get the EIN number, so that you don't get the EIN number first, and then your name is not available at the state. So then you're going to have to get, a different EIN number. You're going to have to apply again, if that helps you. Yeah. Yeah, your EIN number is going to have to, it's got to match exactly what you file with the state. If it doesn't, I don't even think they'll let you open a bank account. If you need any help with that, Giovanni, you just give us a call.
His phone number is rolling across the bottom of the screen.
And I'd be more than happy to walk you through that, Giovanni.
We have another one here. Building business credit takes time, especially if you don't want to PG everything.
Yeah, that means personal guarantee. So that means like building a business credit, getting your personal guarantee or your social security number, getting that off of that record.
Shit, man, I was on Facebook the other day and I seen about 850 dispatching services class, trainers class, broker training. Everybody's saying you can build credit in 30 days or less. They got you covered.
Well, building business credit in 30 days is I wouldn't tell anybody really that. So
I see it all the time. I'm telling you, yes. If you can't believe it, it's on YouTube and Facebook.
Don't believe everything on YouTube. So yeah. So hopefully that'll answer your call, Giovanni. And if you need, just hop on. We'll have a chat.
What else you guys got going on over there besides credit building at the Patriot Group? Because we haven't had you on here in a while. Don't you guys do a bunch of other stuff right now? Is it like your busiest season around? You guys do like payroll and you guys help with people with back tax? Because we run into that. Like every 5 people we talk to has back tax problems, liens on stuff, and then about LLCs. How many people you deal with that mess up LLCs and they have more than 2 or 3 trucks?
Yep.
And it hurts them.
Yeah, so we're a full service CPA firm. We have an office in New York and office in Florida. We rarely meet any of the drivers because most people are doing this over the phone and the email and the fax system. We do meet drivers at the public functions occasionally. Shaggy and I were just talking about maybe a lot of us meeting up.
Louisville Truck Show, Matt's. Louisville Truck Show.
One of the shows this year, we were just talking about that. But we're a full-service CPA firm, so from the very beginning, when people need help, they don't have anything. They're just getting out of CDL school, or they're in CDL school, and they know they want to take the business route. They want to get their own authority. So they'll come to us first. We file for their Subchapter S Corporation. We do it in every state. So we're familiar with the process. We actually can expedite it a little bit. Once the order comes into our office, there's somebody that takes it like the same hour and is in contact with the Secretary of State, so the documents are filed. The only time you might get a little hiccup if somebody else has the same name or the same business, then the state will come back and say, hey, can you choose a different name? We like sitting down with the client and helping them choose, like they might have their family name and such Logistics Inc. would be the name. And if that name is being used, we might, try to put like a little variation or a little twist or something. Obviously, they're using that name if it means, something to their family in that regard. But, we work with them all the way through the process and the documents. We get them back from the Secretary of State. We'll find out how many days the Secretary is telling us it'll take, because every state is different. Like Pennsylvania is, more than a month, and like Mississippi might be like 2 days or something like that. So, Pennsylvania is the absolute worst when you're filing these things. So that's what we do. We get them set up as a owner operator or a small company. Will sort of get on the road. We show them how to go to the bank, get the bank account set up, and now they're starting to have some money coming in. So once they have some money coming in, they will have more questions about paying bills and how do they pay themselves and things like that. So we offer what's called Truckers Payroll. We have a Truckers Payroll app where you put the app on your phone and you pay yourself, because the IRS says if you have a corporation, you have to pay yourself something. So they say you cannot work for free. If you say you work for free and we file taxes that way, it could raise red flags, and we don't get letters from the IRS, and certainly people that, the guys in the suits visiting the house. We don't want them visiting the house at all. So to avoid all that, we try to keep everybody straight. We have the payroll app where what we suggest is people is, we'll say, well, how much should I pay myself? And we'll say, well, how much do you need? Like if you're bringing in $10,000 a month, do you need $4,000 a month, or is it up and down? Your income in the business is up and down still. If it's up and down, and we're really not sure, we would recommend just paying yourself $1,000 a month. So what would happen is on the payroll app, we set the payroll app, the money comes out of your business bank account, it gets direct deposited into your personal account. So we're showing a cash, like a paper trail from one bank to the other. If the IRS was ever to look at that, we have check stubs that show came out of this account, went into this account. And that's what they're looking for. They, if they ever want to look at it, they want to see that.
For some of these bigger companies, don't you guys do a lot with like profit and losses and monthly incomes coming in and write it all up, keep track of all that stuff for these guys on top of that?
So besides the payroll, we also offer monthly accounting services. We usually attach it to payroll or to QuickBooks, or we use some other software as well. But just as an example, with what we do with the monthly accounting. So a company will grow to the point where they're like, I really want to keep track of my books. Everything's going well. I have another driver. We're making decent money, but I need to keep a good monthly track on the books. So what we do is we get them set up on QuickBooks Online, so they can have it on their phone, they can have it on their laptop. The transactions come into the bank statements as normal, but we connect the bank statement in the bank to QuickBooks. So now the expenses are going into like buckets. We'll set up the buckets. Like let's say there's a transaction in the bank statement that says $2,400, and it says Frank's repair shop in Franklin, Tennessee, and we'll say, hey, what was that? And they'll say, oh, that was actually repair and maintenance on my vehicle. Frank had to change the oil and put a couple tires on and whatever. So we'll put that, instead of that just being in like miscellaneous or we're not really sure, we'll put that in the proper bucket. We'll do that every month. And then we'll call you to have like a little mini conference call with you and go over things, and we'll try to streamline your business and make it profitable. To where, let's say you're buying insurance, and we notice you're buying insurance from Progressive. We see that $1,200 a month every month at Progressive. We might say, hey, have you talked to these guys up in New York? They do insurance, a really good insurance, and why don't you check with them? They might be able to get you a better rate. So we do that. And by keeping an eye on things like that, we might not hit a home run ball every month, but during the course of the year, we're most likely going to uncover things where you're spending money, where we can guide you and help you and make your business run.
And with you guys, all your guys being with our group so long, you guys aren't just really accountants anyways, and fixers and credit builders. You guys have became very, very good at helping guys build and grow their companies lately, haven't you?
Advisors. We like to take the role on now of like consulting in sort of our lane that we know. So, people ask us, and of course, they might say, hey, I'm just getting started. Where do I go after you? We're like, you're going to go to Penny, or you're going to get insurance, or, you're going to go to Tom at Amplify, or
What about, one of the things I heard from some of the clients the other day when they were talking about you, one of the reasons why we're on here is, same way with me. I have an accountant too, right? But half the time, who am I talking to?
Yeah, me. Yeah.
I don't even make a decision with my own account unless I talk to you. And I'm always asking about everything, about putting my camper, the business, S Corp, do I write this? How do I put that? And that's one of the things you guys love to do is whether a person has an accountant in our group or on a consulting firm or they don't, you're always here to help, right?
Absolutely. If you just had questions, you want to ask questions, maybe you have a CPA and you're in Dallas or something like that. You just have questions. You want us to look over the shoulder a little bit. You need a second opinion. Give us a call. That's what we do. I'll try to answer whatever questions. If not, if I can't answer your question, I have like a backup team that's just incredibly strong, is well versed in trucking, has a lot of years of experience in trucking. That's what we do. And like I said, if it's something that's not in our area, maybe insurance or compliance or something like that, we're going to say, hey, call this guy Ernie Langston. He's your guy. He can get this cleaned up. And we'll say, call Nick up in New York or something like that. So we have a lot of resources. I mean, this group is very, if you're in the trucking lane, I mean, this is the place to be. I mean, Shaggy's Consulting has a nationwide reputation now. There's very few people that don't know the name Shaggy's Consulting, whether you're in Rhode Island or San Diego, Seattle, or Miami, or Denver.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. So
it's a lot of work, a lot of answering phones, a lot of hours we put in, right? How many times do you answer the phone for our clients after 5 o'clock?
Well, we're on the phone to like at least 8 o'clock anyway. So, and people have like talked to us like 10, 11, and we have CPAs like working things out. Oh, my only time I can get is 11:30 night. So we'll have somebody who will actually make the time and get on a little conference call. We have James, who's been with us 10 years. We have Renee. We have people that really sort of clear out, and because.
Everybody's working during the day. We're loading, we're unloading, we're dealing with drivers, we're dispatching. Half the time you think about that one thing, you need appointments later in the day.
Trucking is not like a 9 to 5 thing. It's not like working at the the office, the insurance office or something like that, where it's like a 9 to 5. We know that trucking is not the normal run of the mill. So we try to like brand our business, and make it easily accessible for most people. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to get us the first time every time, but we know if you're calling, you it's important you need to talk to us, and we try to get that done. So, that's another thing. So, we do on the back office the QuickBooks. A lot of people will come to us. They already have an LLC set up. They've been operating like that. And I just said we preach people to use the Subchapter S Corporation. So if people want to convert from an LLC to a Subchapter S Corporation, that would save you 15.3% self-employment tax every year. You do it one time.
A lot of money.
You do it one time, and you're good for the lifetime of the business. We do those conversions for $3.99. So if anybody needs to convert their business, they want to get straight for 2022. They know they're going to be healthy. They want to lower their tax bill. That is a surefire way to do it. So that's another thing we do. And then of course, end of the year taxes. We have people calling us now like every other minute of the day to get their stuff into us, and we have a full crew just crunching numbers as we speak basically. So we came on. Let's see if anybody has a question in the last few minutes. Jay has anything else to say? I have an appointment at 4 with a Taekwondo school, and I will be grounded if I'm not there. And boot camps come on at 5 and 6. And if anybody has any questions, you guys can get a hold of Jay. You guys can replay the video
anytime you want. Please share the video, and you can see the patriotgroup.com, HQ.com is their main website. Then they have their tax website right there, and we got Patriot Credit HQ.com, and there's Jay's phone number. You can get a hold of him. It's rolling across the bottom of the screen. And, you see over there, my new motto of the year, man, is eCarrierCheck.com. No more load boards. Get rid of those things. You know what? I got it on the top.
Yep.
They're so busy. All our partners are busy right now. Penny, everybody's rolling.
And Giovanni, send me a text. I'm with your email. I'll shoot you some information on all those questions you have. The 1099s, the taxes.
He's in class right now too. You'll see him Thursday too.
Who's that? Giovanni?
Giovanni. Yep.
Okay. I'll send you some flyers, some information on that stuff. So just text to that number that's on the screen, is 646-327-7904. Text me your email. I'll shoot you over some things, and then we can, we can get on and talk. So
I just emailed you. I just tagged you in an email with his email.
Yeah. So you're getting ready to go to the school, Shaggy?
Yeah, I'm heading over to the school. We're finishing up a whole bunch of stuff on the school.
Hey, tell Spider-Man we said hi.
I will. Not that school. That's Monday. We bought a whole. They have like 40 or 50 kids friends over there at the place, the Happiness Bag, and we actually Thursday we'll be picking up a whole bunch of shirts for all of them. We'll have it live. We bought the whole school shirts.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty cool. And then we teach again on Monday.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Giovanni, you don't want to overwhelm me with questions, so he will call me. Yeah,
call away, Giovanni. I sent you an email with Giovanni's email. I tagged you both.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. Yeah, we'll have a little chat. So, yeah, man, thanks for having me on. And
so we'll have you back. You're going to get a bunch of updates. You're going to keep up on new things happening, and we're going to pop back up. We're going to pop back up in a couple weeks and do this again, right?
Yep, let's do it.
Everybody updated how your credit program's going and how many people you're helping, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, JC Lewis says 3 months. What's 3 months mean? And I love the dollar signs. This business is full of money when you do it right. Right. Not rich. We didn't say get rich quick. We said do it right. All the work.
Yep.
All right, guys. We love you guys to death. We have boot camps coming up next week. Always check out shaggysconsulting.com. Join the group. Check out Jay at the Patriot group. And do you guys have a page too? A Facebook page or something? A group?
Yeah, we have Over the Road Truckers, and we have the Patriot group.
Your group on Facebook and Over the Road Truckers too, right? Excellent.
Yeah. Yep.
Been a really good crowd rolling through, and we appreciate you, Jay.
And we appreciate you, man, and have fun in the school, and give Melissa our best.
I'll be posting pictures of the updates here in just a second.
Looking forward to them.
Later, guys. Yep.
Thank you.